Today, we continue our weekly 1 game in 1 hour game jam. Now, this jam is non-competitive and is intended to be a way to get the game dev gears in our brains turning. Here are the rules. 1. Just try to make your entry a game. And what is a game? That's totally up to you. Kit bash it or make every asset on the spot. Both are awesome. 2, your game should somehow fit the topic, which chat is welcome to suggest. Or I'll come up with something on the spot based loosely on what y'all are talking about or whatever else seems timely. 3, you should make the most important parts of your game within a 1 hour time frame. This isn't super strict. It's okay to go over time. It's okay to polish it or fix a bug. The time pressure is there for you to help facilitate the brain exercise that this is intended to be. If your entry is late, send it to me anyway. Use the Discord link in the description to do that, and we'll check it out at the top of next week's show. We don't have any late entries today, so we're really just gonna get started, but I do need a topic. Like, without a topic, it's just kind of like, what are we even doing here? PowerPoint is a good topic. Ooh, you know what? I am not opposed to that. PowerPoint. How can we maybe like point with power? PowerPointing. How about that? PowerPointing. I love it. That's definitely the topic. So I'm going to pin that in the chat so we all know. Again, the itch.io link is in the description, as is a Discord link. If you want to post your game up on there, if you have a URL, you can also send it to me in Dreams, share it with me in Dreams. I got that up and running, so we'll be good whatever you choose. If you don't know about HypeHype, y'all, it's a phone app. It's a cool phone app. You can make games in it. It's very similar to Dreams. What makes it different from Dreams is that it doesn't have sculpting. It doesn't have music making. It doesn't have curation. It's just basically like assets that you have to add in and be creative with those. I wonder if I can make a horror game with PowerPointing as a topic. I think so. You will die. That, I mean, honestly, like that kind of works. So I'm gonna make a PowerPointing game. So we need to plan this out. Mechanics and scope. These are the things that I find most important when I'm making a game here. We need a mechanic idea and a scope mindfulness. Okay. So PowerPointing. So why is there a weak pointing? Is there a type of pointing that doesn't have power is what I'd want to know, right? Because we could point weakly and then that would be bad. But if we point powerfully, that's good. Let me just get a little situated in my HypeHype here. Oh, Jesus, it came unplugged. This is gonna be the drama. This is gonna be the drama today. Here we go, it's loading. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's just smaller. Who cares? Wow. This is HypeHype. TikTok of games is what they call it. You can see it just automatically starts playing a game as soon as I boot it up. I've got a profile. I can edit it, but that's not what we're here to do. Let's make a new game. Let's just create something new. We have to go in vertical for that. Whoops. I like this asset template. It's way over there. Just hold on a second. Give me a second. Asset Studio. It's just like a very blank template, which is nice. Oh God, it keeps coming unplugged. Okay, we've only lost 2 minutes. We're getting used to the struggle. Okay, pointing. So I need to come up with an idea. So we point to, I mean, you're tapping. That's a thing. Tapping is like on a phone, right? Isn't that pointing? That's pointing. Lock that thing down, yo. Yeah, for real. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Donnie. Let's see. If you're maybe like, we can't do pressure, right? I can't like tap harder and that matter. So maybe it's like you like hold down and you build up power and you unleash something. That's a pretty common thing. I like that. So are we like catapulting something? And what difference does it make if we're stronger versus weaker? Let's see if we can just launch like a sphere or something. And we have to, do we need to get it in a certain area? Again, I'm trying to think of my skills because I've been using HypeHype all week. So I'm a lot better than I was last week. Last week I did it on my own without ever having using HypeHype before. It was nuts. But today I have some experience. So I have to think about, can I make, yeah, we can do this. We can have a goal. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a game where you point and you build power, and then that power will send out a sphere, and we have to get it within, it's like skee ball. We're gonna make skee ball today. All right, I got it. Great, let's go. So, how do we do this? Right, so I'm going to get a sphere. This is a cube. We can actually convert things very easily in HypeHype to other shapes. Don't be cut off the screen. Yeah, get on the screen. Come on over here. Be a part of the party. You're invited. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna get a sphere of a such. I'm just gonna search for sphere. Keep it stupid simple. Sphere octant? No, just a sphere will do. Billiard ball, tennis ball. Yeah, tennis ball. Give me a tennis ball, baby. Let's have some fun with it. All right. The background is very green. That's a little greener than I want. I mean, if it's skee ball, it should be like brown, right? You know, skee ball with the brown background. Okay, so let's just make it different so it's not the same. Oh, I think that's the ground color. That's mostly, there we go. There we go. Nice. Sure, you can have a blue sky. Sure, why not? Okay, great. So there's our game so far. We got a ball. I'm gonna save it. I've learned many things using HypeHype. I'm just gonna put it over there. And one of those things is you need to save often. It's early access, all right? It is an early access program, and it shows. So sometimes your progress doesn't get saved. Okay, so we want to be able to press a button. So we need a button. Let's get a button. Okay, wow, this isn't Dreams. Okay, so I'm gonna get a container. A container, if you're used to Dreams, is like a microchip. Here's a container, very nice. And I'm going to get some logic to put in that container. What kind of logic do I want? How about a button? Do we want to swipe? Like, no, don't think too hard about it. See, that's where the scope. That's why I got to think about scope as well, because it can't be too complex. So we'll just have a button. That's all. You can do swiping, which is my favorite thing about HypeHype, is thinking about like phone things, gestures and whatnot. I find that really exciting, but we'll just do a button. So there's a button. And if I press play, actually we can preview it. So there you can see the button is right on there. That's my button. We can tap it, it's ready to go. I notice my tennis ball isn't in the camera view anymore. So I'm gonna reset my camera view, which is a thing that I can do. Let's see, not reset view, but set camera. There we go. So now this is my camera spot. Nice. And then it's showing me what it would be like vertically. I guess if I'm doing this for the jam, it has to be a horizontal thing, huh? That's interesting. All right, so if we press the button, we want something to happen. We want power to build up. So the best way I found to do this is to use a timer, which is similar in Dreams. Well, actually, it's just called time. In Dreams, you have the timer. This is a time gadget. Well, it's a node. I think they just call them nodes. And it doesn't quite work exactly like a Dreams timer, but it's similar. So the way that I like doing this is, it's a little strange. So I have a, if you press it, it goes, oh, I use a calculator. So we have it's called a math operator. We have a calculator here. I can use the calculator to, wow, this is so hard. Okay, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can use the button. I guess we don't want to start the timer with the button. We do. So let's start the time. So we have different options here. I'm just thinking, I promise I can do this. It's just like, I've never done this in a game jam. Like, this new thing that I've used. It's amazing. So down here we have some options: on start, on end, on down. We're gonna say on down, run the timer. So we're gonna execute on. So that's gonna make the timer go. I do like having some debug things set up, so I'm gonna do that too. And so there's some text. I would actually like this to not be on this container. I like to have a debug container. We'll just put it right there. So I'm going to output this value to this text. So we do have strings in a way, which is really nice on HiPipe. Well, it's not really strings. I wouldn't say it's strings, but we can output numbers, which is nice. I guess Streams does that too. Gestures. I'm just thinking. Yeah. No, I respect your thoughts. I respect your thoughts. So yeah. So let's say value, output as index. No. So we need to define the type. No, there's not strings. I'm bugging. Okay, so we're gonna say number. This is just like Dreams. Dreams has numbers. We have a number display. So this is a number displayer, basically. So that's a number. So then I can hook up the output to the text and value. There we go. So now this is set by default to 10 seconds. So if I come in here, we see that that's counting up already. We don't want that. I'm gonna say count up when I press the button. So now it's going to actually count up when I press the button. So it says 0. There's the number. Let's get Donnie out of the way for a second. So we got 0 right there. If I press this button, it's going to start counting up. This is very good. So I'm going to say not 10 seconds, but let's do how long? Let's do 1.6 seconds. All right, and that's the max power. After 1.6 seconds of holding it down, you'll have max power. All right, and just shove me out of the way. I mean, well, had to do. So, yes, so we have the button, and the timer starts when we press it. But I'm gonna want this time to be converted to something different. So I'm going to output the time value to the calculator. I hate to talk it out so nerdily, but it's the only way I'm going to do this. So by outputting it to the calculator, we now have this value that's going to count up. I'm kind of in the way there, so maybe I should shove myself out of the way. See, we shove everybody here. Everybody gets equal shove treatment. Okay, so let's say that, I'm actually going to output the calculator value, not the timer value. So I'm going to get rid of this output that goes to the text, and I'm going to switch it to the calculator output. So now we'll see the calculator output. And with the calculator, we can, oh, you know what we need to do? Let's get the text. It's going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Let's get the text. So it is showing multiple decimals. So that way we can see it fully. So I press the button. There we go. It's counting up to 1.6. I want to wrap this to just be 0 to 1. I've had mixed success with the wrap to range option over here. Let's see if that works out here. So if I press this, yeah, see, it loops it, which really bothers me. So the way that I deal with, so instead of 1.6, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it 2 seconds. So our full power is if you hold it for 2 seconds. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make another calculator. This is just the way that I've been doing things, or math operator. So I'm going to output the time to this this new calculator. And I'm going to unoutput it to the old calculator. And I'm going to have this new calculator output to the old calculator. And then, so we have 2 seconds, right, coming out of the timer. But what I want to do is I want to actually divide that by 2. So that way it's only 1. So we're going to divide by 2 the value that's coming from the timer. And then we'll have that here in our new calculator. So if I open our old calculator, so if I open this up, this should just count up to 1. So I press this, it just counts up to 1. But that took 2 seconds to count up to 1. This is very good. Now, I noticed that it's resetting at the end, which is fine, I guess. Oh my God, this is so crazy. Okay, so, oh my God. Okay, so what I want to do is I need a UI interface. Let's do that. I'm gonna get I feel the pressure so intensely using something other than Dreams. It's amazing. Like, I feel like I get now why people feel intimidated participating in the jam. Like, before it was just kind of like, oh, Dreams, I know Dreams. But like, bruh, like, if you're not like using it in a jam every week for like a year, yeah, it's intimidating to do this in an hour, but it's okay. So user interface. So it has some user interface stuff. Before you think, wow, this is so much better than Dreams. I don't know if it is, but it is. It's different. It has some advantages and some disadvantages. But so we have this user interface progress bar that they have, and we can actually go from left to right here. I feel like it should go up, right? Like, you should build power up. We're PowerPointing here. We want power. So let's make it vertical. So this is kind of weird. Let's get out of here, see what it looks like on the screen. Preview. So there it is. It's just kind of randomly on there. That's just going to have to be good enough. That's just going to have to be good enough. All right, so there's our progress bar. Now it looks for values between 0 and 1. That's why I needed to convert it using the calculator. So I'm going to output that calculator value to the progress bar. It gives me a little progress bar option. So now, oh, okay, not yet. Why not? Why not? Is it not? Oh, because you have to actually set it to start at 0. I don't know why it decides to not start at 0 by default. Kind of weird, but okay. Visible rotation, margin, height, width, auto alignment, roundedness, max. Oh, okay, amount. It starts by default halfway full. I don't know. I guess so you can see it when you drop it down. Okay, so now when I press this, we'll see that progress bar goes up. Excellent. Okay, good. So now what I want to do is I want to actually have it go back down if you let go. Right, so this is a new thing we need to add. I'm going to use a timer for this, or a time node. And what I like to do is have, let's say, if we do on start, so as soon as I press the button, when it first detects me pressing the button, I want it to send a signal to this timer to start the timer. All right. So it's going to start this timer. And this timer I am actually going to make be very short. This one is going to be 0.6 seconds. Or not even. Let's make it 0.1. We could even make it less, honestly. So it's very low. And I guess I wanted to reset, right? Yeah, because we wanted to... Well, no, just every time you press the button, it runs the timer. And if the timer ends, then I'm going to go to the... progress timer, and I'm going to have it actually reverse it. So that's a thing we can do. We can actually have it reverse the other timer. So we have to change the direction to not be forward. We also have to tell it to not stop at end time. Just trust me on that one. Okay, so what this should do is when I first press the button, well, actually, we don't want, well, we want, so here's what, so I wanted to say though, but if we are still holding it, we're okay. How do I do that? Oh, I need a switch. Okay, I forgot. So in Dreams, we have a selector. In Unreal Engine, we have a switch on integer. This is actually similar to a switch on integer in Unreal Engine, similar to a selector in Dreams. It's just called a switch. And it's very similar. So we have multiple outputs, case 1, case 2. So I'm going to actually say, okay, so I'm not going to have it reset the other timer yet or make it go backwards. First, I'm going to have this, this is basically going to be a reset timer. What's up, Kai Guy? This is Hype. It's the same one I used last week. I tried the first time ever using the app last week to do a game jam, but now I've spent a week learning this app, and so now I'm going to try to actually seriously use it for a game jam. It's intimidating, but it's called Hype. One word, 2 hypes, and it's really awesome. I love it so much. And it's for phones. It has a lot of phone-centric options, which is really cool. It's got Danny thinking about gestures, just thinking though, just thinking. So yeah, I totally recommend it. It's in early access, so you do have to apply, but they seem very generous about letting people in. Okay, so we have, so this is our resetting. So this timer is basically going to check if we've let go. Because right now what happens, if I press it, it counts up. The bar goes up. But what I want is I want it to go back down if you let go, right? I'm going to be spending some time doing this, but I know how to do it. I just have to remember how I know how to do it. Is that? Okay. So we're going to say that when our resetting timer ends, I want you to switch our switch to a different output. So we have 0, 1, or 2. I'm going to say go to, so if we are pressing the button, if we're pressing the button, the timer starts and everything is fine, right? I guess we don't need the timer to start. I guess we don't need it. So I guess what we want to say is the timer starts if we let go. If we let go, well, then I don't really need a timer, do I? Okay, hold on. So this is different. This is different than dreams. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to not have that happen. Let's say that when you let go of the button, it's going to change our switch to the 0 state, or let's say the 1 state. Let's say 1. It's going to go to the 1 state. When we press the button, all right, so on down, I'm going to have it put the switch in the 2 state, all right? So it's going to go back and forth between 0 and 2. I'm going to actually, for my debug text, 20 minutes have elapsed. For my debug text, instead of looking at the time, I'm going to have it go to, let's see, where is that? It's coming out of this calculator. This is one of my least favorite things about HiPipe, is I do get a little lost. So let me actually say what this is. This is conversion. This is timer conversion. You do still have to label things, or else you get lost. So this one is important, but it's kind of less important. And then this one is actually the progress bar, prog bar. Okay, so that'll help me kind of at least keep a little better track here. Okay, just gonna reorganize a bit. Timer conversion, prog bar. Okay, wow, this is so hard. Okay, so, and this timer, we've decided we're not interested in anymore, so we're going to delete it. We do want the switch. The switch is very important because we want to say that when we press the button down, then switch the switch to state 2. When we let go or on end, we want it to go to state 1. All right. And when it's on state 1, I want you to take that timer and make it go backwards or direction forward off. And then I also want you to take that timer and not stop at end time. Stop at end time means that when it gets to that 2-second mark, it's gonna stop. By doing this, or rather when it stops, it'll stay there. I don't really know how to explain it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but it does, but it doesn't. You just have to tell it to basically keep moving. Now, there is kind of a problem that'll happen, and I have to remember how to deal with this. Well, it's really annoying, because here's what's going to happen. So if I play it right now, we're at 0. Or that's different. Right. Okay, I unhooked it up. Actually, can we just hook it up back to the... We do have it on there. Okay, so if I press this, you'll see it's... Okay. Oh, it's just looping. Oh, that's interesting. But if I press it... Okay, this is... Oh, dear golly. So the switch should have been... Case 1, we didn't set up case 2. So case 2 is going to put it back to going forward. That's what we missed here. And case 2 is going to make it stop at end time again. So if we press it, there we go. Okay, so it is looping, which I don't want. But when I press it, it goes up. When I let go, it goes down. Nice. This is good. This is good. Now it is looping. Now the way we deal with that is we need to clarify that when it's either full at 2 seconds or when it's empty at 0, stop the timer. So I'm going to attempt to use, I've had some issues with infinite loops before, but let's see if we can get this to work. So I'm going to say this compare node is basically checking to see if two values are similar. And if they aren't similar, what are you going to do about it? So it's the compare node. So it's got a value A and a value B, and it says less or equal. I want to say equal. So if it is equal to 0, if the timer output is equal to 0, then turn the timer off. So if that's true, the timer should be off. And then let's make another one. I'm going to duplicate this. Let's actually clarify. I'm just going to put a 0 on this one, and then I'm going to put a 2 on this one. And so we'll say that if it is 2, so I'm going to output the time to here. Okay, so this is going to say, let's make sure, okay, we need to, wait, this one is doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, it's not. Great. So instead of turning the timer off, well, yeah, no, we also want it to turn off. So what we need to change is instead of looking to compare if it's equal to 0, we want it to compare if it's equal to 2. All right. So if it's equal to 2, I want you to also turn it off. Right? I guess not. I guess I don't want you to turn it off. I guess what I want you to do is reset it, right? So let's actually say if it's 2, go back to the switch and go back to state, did we say 1? So then it'll go backwards again. Let's see what that's like. So if I press it, it goes up. If I let go, it goes down. If it's at 0, it stops. And if it's full, okay, so it's doing a little weird thing, but technically it's starting to go backwards. It gets a little flashy. I could be okay with that. I wonder why it does that. I don't fully know. What I'd like is for it to, and then like when it empties, it like flashes. You see that? How it like flashes? I don't like that, but you know, I feel like I have to let it go. Like it works pretty well. You know, we could get that to be perfect. I hate that it like disappears though when I'm full. Why does it do that? So it's setting it to 0. Let's say that when it's at 2, can you also set the timer time to 2? Maybe that will keep it full. So I'm going to say set the timer time to 2. Let's see what that does. So we hold it. Okay, it's just, why is it emptying? I don't understand that really, why it goes to 0. I could let it go, but I feel like it's really confusing, like as a game. I wonder why it does that. I really don't know. So one thing you can do is you can check logic while you're playing. So if I select something before I go into play mode, I can then look at it during play mode. So that's keeping a 2. It still sees a 2. And then let me check the switch or the selector and see what that's reporting. So right now it's got a value of 0. You can see that right here. I can't show you where I'm pointing, but I am pointing there. So there it says 2. Oh, so it goes back to 2. That's why. So we don't want it to go back to 2. Ooh, that seems tricky. Well, what we could do is not set it to case 2 when it's at 2. So let's actually not do that. Let's just say if it's true, if indeed the compare node sees a 2 from the timer, let's have it itself turn the direction backwards and itself stop stopping at the time. Let's see if that works. Okay. And then maybe it'll hold that full value. Oh, it just resets it? Even though we're filling it with 2? Weird. Really? What if I don't fill it with 2? Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, we still get that weird when we click it, it like shoots up. I think I can let that go. So when I press it, it goes up, stays up, When I let go, it goes down. Nice. Oh, this is good. Okay, let's save it. I don't love that little pulse that happens, but you know, I can let it go. Yeah, I can get over it. I'll get over it. Can you rotate again for me? Thank you so much. I should probably set it to like lock down, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let me just set this on my phone. Auto rotate on. But if I set it to off, it's gonna make it like that. All right, never mind. Okay, so cool. So that's good. I gotta let go of the flash. I have to let go of the flash. I really want to try to fix it though. It's fine. Okay, so what we want to say now, let's say this. I'll fix it if there's time. There's never time. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this value, right, wherever it is. So I'm gonna make a second button because if we let go, it goes back down, right? So let's make another button that you have to press to like confirm your power. It's not ideal, but it's a game jam. We're doing our best. So I'm gonna make another button. Let's duplicate. No, let's not duplicate. Let's just add a second. Because often what Hype will do if you duplicate anything is it'll also duplicate its connections, which sounds cool, but I actually hate it. Okay, so now we have another button. And I'm going to put this button, in a different place. Instead of center, I'm going to put this to the left. So it should be over there. So there's the other button. It's outside of the, so those dotted lines, I believe, are just telling me, oh, if it's portrait, this will be cut off. But also if it's portrait, all right, fine, let me check it in portrait. Yeah, it'll also resize it. You can't really see. All right, let me just move it so we can all see. So we can all be on the same page. So and this is what's really cool about Hype too, is it optimizes your games. So like for different phone sizes. So you can see it still crams it in there, even though we're in portrait now, which is really nice. So it's showing me this annoying little horizontal preview thing, which I actually really hate. Actually, I wish it wouldn't do that. Could you like not do that? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Phew. All right. Good shit. Okay. Ooh, language. All right. So this is intense. I've just not done a game jam like this in a long time where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Okay. So we've got the other button. So we'll be pressing this one. And the idea is you press the other one to launch the ball. Okay. So then we need the force to be relative to that. So I'm going to set this aside for now. We need this ball to be launchable. We don't have that happening at all here. I'm going to move it over to the side, even though it's going to look a little weird. So that way, at least it will be, can we just get no grid here? Yeah, just like don't grid. Okay. It's going to be off to the side, but I don't care. Okay, but can you be, yeah, there we go. Okay, so wait, be in the center, damn you. Move that. Oh! Okay. I went to save it on accident. There we go. So if I play, now it's in the center. Great, excellent, I love it. If we press this, and then we press this button, it should launch it. In theory. In theory. I really want to move it over. Just let it go. Okay, so we need to add physics to the ball. This is fortunately very easy. You've probably already noticed over here, we have this physics area. So I can actually, isn't that amazing how much my voice changes when this blocks? This is my voice with a phone in the way. This is my voice without it. That's like amazing. Okay. So we're gonna say a dynamic object. So now when I hit play, you'll see it falls. This is good. But we want it to do more than fall. We want it to go boop. So this is going to be interesting because no, I don't exactly know how to do that yet. We can add logic to objects. So if I press over here, we'll get our logic menu. I guess we'll want a mover, like we'll want to move it, I guess. There's some things I haven't explored yet. There's explosive force. Oh, maybe we want force. We probably want this force thing. Okay, let's try that. I don't even know what this does. I do, but I don't. I'm just going to have it go and see what happens. Okay, so it kind of like went up a little bit. Nice. So let's clarify the direction. Direction vector. This also has vector calculators, which is really nice, very useful. So I want this to go, outward. So we're shooting it outward. It looks like it has y at 1 by default. I'm going to have it go to z at 1, and then, yeah, sure, y at 1. This might be what we want to affect in part with the power, maybe. It might be more amount that we want to affect. Okay, nice. So it's going outward now. Oh, this is great. Good stuff. Okay, so there it goes. Goes outward. That's what we want. And it's pretty weak, but that's okay. But now we need destinations, right? We don't just want it to go out. We want it to go out to certain places versus others. So let's see. We need to clarify that. There are some things in the asset store that will work well for this. There's like little outline things. Okay, the word outline, not the right word to search for. Let's say circle. That might get us what we're looking for. Maybe it's dotted. Circle marquee. Okay, not what I was thinking, but sure. Okay, so there that is. I actually am going to use these transform movements so it stays on the ground. All right, so clearly this camera angle is not great. So I'm going to adjust that a little so we can see that better. Okay. Let's get a slightly better angle here so we can see our dotted circle. I don't know why it's called a marquee. I mean, I'm sure it makes perfect sense in some linguistic sense, but, not the word I would choose. Okay, great. So there's that. Okay, let me set the camera. Set camera. Great. And then we can move this around. Let's get another one. I'm going to duplicate this. Let's send it further back. Do we want it to get bigger as it gets further out or smaller? I guess we want it to get bigger. We don't want to debate too much about how the game should play. And then it's not very far though. We'll see, we can adjust it. Let's duplicate it again, and I'm gonna send it, oh, that's up. We don't wanna go up, we wanna go back. There we go. Let's make it bigger, very nice. And I'm going to push it back more again. Okay, so there we have these 3 goals. So if we do it as it is, it gets, okay, all right. I'm going to add some friction to our ball so it stops. There's a way to do that somewhere here. I think that's in, let's see, maybe there's like, physics. Oh, there's different materials. Okay, so what's the material that this tennis ball has? The tennis ball has default. Let's do player. What is player? Player is just default for now. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this to be a little grippier when it hits the ground. So we're going to open up the physics section, and I'm going to say additional gravity multiplier, rolling friction. Oh yeah, give me some more rolling friction. Let's see what that's like. Give it a test. That's a lot better. So then we have to decide, is it where it stops or is it where it lands? 23 minutes remain, y'all. 23 minutes remain. Well, if you make it super fructive, then it will not matter because it won't roll. So I think that actually makes sense. So let's do that. Makes me think it shouldn't be a tennis ball, but, well, we're doing our best. Okay, so let's go to rolling friction. We're going to make it full 100%, and now it'll just, well, it still slides a little, but it's, I guess that would be sliding friction. Oh, okay, so let's do that as well then. Physics, spinning friction. Okay, I don't know. Is that gonna make it stick? Kind of. There's still another friction there. I can let it go. But which one is it? Turning, slowing. No, movement slowing. Movement sleep threshold. Maybe it's one of these anisotropic friction. I don't know what that means. I don't have a clue what that means. All right, this will have to be good. All right, so there's our ball. Let's scooch it over a little bit so that when we do it, it lands in the center. Now that's just the default amount. So let's make it a less strong force by default. So that way, if you don't put any power into it, it doesn't like go very far. So this is default. It just falls on the ground. I'm going to hit save, which means it's going to kick us out of landscape, but we'll get back in it. There we go. We're doing all right. We got 20 minutes left. That's something. Okay. So is this, can we kind of see them? Yeah, you can see the furthest one. Okay. I wish we had some better lighting. We can get better lighting. I'm going to add a sun node, which is right here, sunlight. And we can change its direction a bit. Not seeing many differences here. Unsettling. Ah, we have to enable it. Okay, great. Yeah, there's just not really a lot of shadows being cast here. That's just gonna have to be okay. Oh, we got the tennis ball, has some on it. All right, so that's that. And we want to have something that's going to detect if the ball is in those circles. Now, this is not something I have done much with, so goddess help us all. Let's see. There is some kind of collision thing. Let me search. Collision trigger. I really haven't experimented with this very much, which is unfortunate, but true. But true. You know what? Let's put it on the goalposts themselves. So I'm gonna say add an object, and it's gonna be collision trigger. And yes, have it enabled. Trigger with group. So I guess we'll have it look for green things, and I'll say that the ball is a green thing. I guess this is what things are if they work. I'm not seeing a group option here. I mean, there is these like collision group things, but that's different. Oh dear. Where's the... Maybe it's... Okay, all right. So I don't know how to set it to a group. I thought that was easy. I was pretty sure that was easy. Okay, so that's not easy apparently. Why? Why? This has it right here. Maybe because we need a collision trigger on it itself? Oh, it was on the collision trigger. That's where it was. This is confusing. I'm not sure what to do at this point. Okay, let's add, This, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Okay, Okay, so we added a collision trigger. Trigger with group. Green. How do I make the tennis ball have a collision group? Like, I could set it to... But it does have collision. It has a group right here. But these don't have colors. Oh, bro. This is confusing. Okay. I just have never done this. All right, let's see. We've got trigger with group. But that's not the same thing, right? I don't know. I'm going to go to my UI or my debug tester situation, which is lost somewhere. It's somewhere in here. I don't know where my debug thing went. Where is it? We're in trouble. This is not... Oh, so we could manually score it. No, come on. Okay. I don't know where. Maybe I deleted it. Maybe I deleted my debugger. Well, we just got to add another one. It's tough, y'all. This is tough. Okay, so let's add text. And the text is going to show me if we're getting collision. So I actually need to set the tennis ball force to 17 minutes. Oh gosh, I need to set the force to be a little stronger. So that way we actually can test it. So that's at 6, which means that's a little too far. Let's set it to 5.5. Okay, so there it goes. It hits it. So I'm going to have our UI element, our text debugger, show us, we want this to be number. I want this to show us whether or not it has collided. So I don't know if it's going to work. I have very little confidence in it, but that's okay. So on collision start, okay, and then that would change the value to 1. Let's see if I doubt it. Oh, it did, it worked. Oh my God. We unplugged the phone. In my excitement, I unplugged the phone, but it's okay. We'll just plug it back in, because that's fine. There we go. Okay. This is a little chaos. It's a little chaos, but would it really be hyper game dev if there wasn't a little chaos? Yeah, I guess it still would be. Okay. So, this is fine. Everything is fine. It's kind of hard to see because I'm in the way. Well, then I'll move. Zoop. There we go. Okay, so the collision works. I did not think it would work, but it does. So that's great. So then that's a 1. That's great news. So then let's, I don't know, it works. So let's put another collision trigger on this one. And for this one, we want to say that when the collision starts, we want it to output a 2, right? Now, where does this go? So we need a score, right? We need to have score. So we can just use the text, but we want it to add. So we're going to need and we also need it to reset. How do we get our ball back? That I'm not exactly sure of, if I'm being honest. I don't actually know how to do that. How do we reset the ball? Do we have something? I guess we use a mover. Okay. Oh my gosh. So we need to be able to reset the ball. So I'm going to add another thing on here. Let's add a mover. Wherever that is. Right here. There's a mover. And we're going to look at the position of the ball right now. The ball is at 8.4. Okay, can we just make it something easier? What if I put it at 8? Great. What if I put this at 1? Awesome. 816 is where it is. So we want to move it back to 816. After you shoot it, you score a point and some time goes by. So I'm going to say that the mover should be at 8. 15 minutes remain, less than 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. 8, 1, and 6. Okay. There's 6. No problem. All right, great. 8, 1, and 6. And we wanted to just move it there right away at that time. So at what time? Well, we need to decide when it's been shot. So we still have to set that up at all. So I guess when you press this other button, right? This button, this firing button, when you press that, that's when you shoot it. So let's say after, let's get a time or a delay. Let's get a delay. Delay is very similar to a timer. It just has less features. Okay, so we're going to say that after 1 second, let's say, so you shoot it, boop, 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 boop. Let's say after 6 seconds, all right? After 6 seconds of pressing the button, so we're going to hook up button pressed to the delay, and the delay is going to be, set it to give it a signal of 1, and then that, after a certain amount of time, that's going to trigger a reset of the ball. So, yes, Coinum, what's up? Welcome on in. Yes, I am oh, that's 2 me's! 2 me's! I needed 2 me's to explain this point. Yes, Coinum, I feel like I am getting a lot better with this, in fact. And I only have 12 minutes to finish a game. I'm trying to make a skee-ball game. It's kind of working. We can charge up some power. And we have a button that in theory will launch the ball, but we still have to set that up. We have some goals that detect the ball. So, you know, we're getting there. But yeah, all week I've been using the game engine and I'm feeling a lot better with it. Yeah, I feel a lot better with it. I don't know. We only got 12 minutes, but at least I got, you know what? It's not about finishing the game, it's about trying. I definitely learned a lot in this little horrifying experience. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, I am learning it better. So let's see. So this is going to trigger the mover. So the mover is on the tennis ball. So I'm going to open up the tennis ball. There's the mover right there. So we have execute. I'm going to have this go into the delay. So what we should actually see that. So there it shoots automatically. So after 6 seconds, it should reset its position. No, you know what? Because I think I need to change a setting on the mover. I mean, it should have at least reset the position. Oh, because I didn't press the button. Okay, but I did actually forget something. On the mover, it has some different options. For example, it has this operation. It has move, set position, or set position offset. I don't know why, but set position offset is the one we want. Otherwise, it's gonna move it that far. Anyway, it's just better. So let's actually hook up the button to the force being activated, because that will stay the same. So I'm gonna open up the tennis ball. I'm gonna come to the force here, and the force is just firing by default. We want to say don't fire by default. Fire if the button is pressed. All right. So there it is, just sitting there. If I press the button, bam, it goes after 6 seconds. Oh man, that was an excruciating 6 seconds. So for some reason, it moved it somewhere else. It must not be doing local space, or it must be doing a different kind. See, that's way over there for some reason. That's incorrect. That's wrong. So we need to perhaps change its local. Let's set it to global. Let's see if that's better. And 6 seconds is a little long. So I'm going to make it 4 seconds. Let's see what that's like. 10 minutes remain. Press the button. There it goes. Okay, it's still going to that weird position. I hate that. Okay, it's a little concerning. We set it to global position, but it didn't matter. Let's just try set position. I don't know. We just got to experiment. Okay. Let's see where it ends up. Oh, yes! Right where it belongs. Awesome. Now, it's not quite even, so we're going to have to move our targets. I'm just now realizing. So let's do that. Let's get to the position we're supposed to be at. I'm going to select multiple, which you can do, which is nice. Select all of these, please. Okay, there we go. We got them all. And I'm going to scooch over just to make sure that when we do shoot it, it actually is in the area. Could be a little further. Okay. Boop. Nice. All right. Good. Good. So now that that's set, I'm going to save it. Dude, trust me. Like, do not play around with an early access app and not saving constantly. It's just, it's not wise. Oh, great. I have to resize it. Okay, it's fine. What? I got like 8 minutes. Okay. So now that that's set up, we need to have the power go into it. So we have the progress bar value. And this we can set up to the force. Now we need to map it, right? We need to figure out the maximum force that is necessary to get to the furthest. We actually want it to overshoot it, right? We want it to overshoot it, so that way you have to get just in the right area. So let's try 20. That's probably way too far. Pew! That's pretty far. That seems a little bit too far. So let's try 15. See where that gets us. Pew! Okay, still a little far. Now, it's doing a little Y direction. Let's not. Let's do like 0.2 Y direction. So it's still on the screen. Oh, that makes a big difference. Okay. So let's jack it up to 0.5. Shoop. Okay, still a little too far. Let's say 0.3. That might not be high enough. Yeah, it's not. Let's say 0.46. Pshoo. Okay, we're looking for maximum here. So let's keep it at 0.5 then. And that actually will send it. Oh, that's not that bad at all. Wait, 0.7? What does that do? Pshoo. That's too far. Nice. So what if, so let's say 15 might be too far, but what's 10? Is 10 good? Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So let's do 15 as the maximum, right? That's the maximum force that we want to send. So that means I'm going to need to map the progress value to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a calculator, and we're going to multiply that value, the progress bar value. So we're going to output the progress bar value to the calculator. And we want the, oh my God, it's 6 minutes. We're going to multiply that. What's up, Mr. Fu? Welcome on in. I am trying my best. Goddess, help me. Thank you for saying hello. Somehow it has helped me feel more confident. You realize that Blender is also a video editor. That has nothing to do with what you're doing. But I have to say, that's actually interesting. That's actually very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, anyway, so let's make this multiply by 15. So that way it'll have a value of 15, right? So the progress bar, we want that to output. So this is, I'm going to name this. This is force, force. There we go. So this is force, and I'm going to put this into the tennis ball. So there's the tennis ball. We have the force right here, a mount. So we're going to want to hook it up to a mount. So I'm going to drag a wire from there, and yeah. So by default, okay, so it's just, we need it to be 0 at start. So if I press it, nothing happens. I'm going to give it a little bit at start so you can still feel like you did something. Boop. That's not enough. Yeah, I just want it to be like a little something. Say 2.5. Okay, a little more than that, friends. Just a little more than that. Let's say 4. So there's a little bit. That's not good enough, though. All right, so if we increase the force, oh shoot, okay, so we need the force to not activate. Why would it activate? Oh, I know why. Because on here, it's set to execute it by default. Don't do that. Okay, so if I hold this down, it goes up. If we let down, it goes down. So if I go up and I press it, yes, it's commensurate with the force. Awesome, sweet. Oh, that's awesome. You know, I've been pretty well. I had a little arm injury situation, and it's throwing me off my game a little, but apparently not too much, a little bit. It's making my phone get unplugged. It's making my phone get unplugged when I'm too excited, but, you know, we'll figure it out. It is so similar to Dreams. Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Fu. It's very similar to Dreams, logic-wise. Incredibly similar. That's what makes it, for me, such an easy jump. 4 minutes left. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my arm is, it'll, you know, I'm going to a doctor. I'll be going to a doctor. Oh, I unplugged it again. All right, I gotta concentrate. We only got 3 minutes left, and I'm over here unplugging stuff. Goodness gracious. Thank you. It's very thoughtful of you. You're a very sweet person. Okay, so we got the force. It shoots. Now we just need the scores, right? I mean, that's it. So let's set that up. So we're going to want to add the score up so it increases, right? So I'm going to get a calculator so we can add the scores, okay? And it's a little tricky. I don't know that we need a calculator. I don't know that we need one. Let me try something. I have a feeling this isn't going to work like I want it to, because we can have it add to the text, but I think it's going to constantly add, which concerns me. But let's see. So if I get this right here, and look, we got Dirty Harold started playing, spectating. See, isn't this cool? It's a very social thing too. Dirty Heralds, you might know from the Dreams community. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, okay. So we need to actually get far enough. So it resets us, very good. Okay, Lise, you gotta get more strength. You gotta get more strength. This is power pointing. Okay, there's one. Nice, okay, good. So it only added it once. That's excellent. Okay, good. So then that's all we have to do. We don't need a calculator. Awesome. So I'm going to add a collision trigger. Oh, this one has a collision trigger. that's wonderful. I don't know that we actually need to set the trigger group, but I'm nervous not to. So when it collides with this one, now here's the thing. We have to make sure this doesn't execute if we've already gotten 1 point. But anyway, so we're going to send this here. This is going to give us 2 points. Dirty Harold's experimenting with the live feature. Well, we're live. Good for you. So that's going to add 2 points. And then we want this one, this furthest one, to add, this one doesn't have a collision trigger. We want this furthest one to add 3 points on collision, all right? So we're gonna hook this up to that. We're gonna make it 3 like that. And great. So that's, and is it adding? No, let's make it add. So we also wanna make sure we say that if a score has been calculated, it turns off the other ones until the reset, which is this thing right here. This is the reset. 1 minute remaining. I'm just gonna name this reset. Okay. So I'm gonna say, let's have the reset activate the collision triggers. So it's gonna turn on the collision triggers every time the game resets. Okay. And the reason why we need to do this is so that when we turn these off, it'll actually turn them back on. Okay, activation enabled. Excellent, on. And so now we want to say if any collisions happen, so whichever one you collide with, really it's just for the closest ones. So if we get a collision on the first one, then the second one, we need to turn off that collision. Oh, it has a disable after first. That's actually nice. So we're going to make sure we turn off all of these. So those are not going to be enabled. We have to do the same with this one. If we collide with this one, then we want it to turn off the next one. Not physical. 10 seconds! Oh gosh! On collision start. And then we want it to turn it off. Time is up! Time is up. I think I have something of a game, honestly. I don't have a scoreboard set up like a real one, but I think I'm right on time. All right, let's see. I think we're okay. Like I think I did it. Okay, let's see. So the score is that little text right there. That's 0. You can barely see it, but it's there. So if I fire it, bam, we got 1. See, okay, so so that's the only thing that I need to update. Is this awesome feature that I didn't even know it had. Let me just do this. You have all the time between now and when I'm done here to finish your game. We want to say disable after first. So that way, if it bounces, it won't count multiple hits. But that's it. All right, now I think we're good. So if we send it off, we get 1 point. We don't get 2 points because we got the first one. And now if I launch it a little further, oh, okay, we did get 2 points. Let's see if we can get. Oh, it's tricky. This is tricky. You have to keep holding this button down and then press this other one. Why is it not going higher? Go higher. I don't really understand. Thank you, Danny. There's some bugs I don't understand, but like. Why is it going in weird directions? Oh, I think pressing the power button is still causing some kind of force to apply. How did we break the power button in this time frame? Oh god. We got some glitches. Power goes up. I don't know what that's about, truth be told. The angle is off. So, okay, let's see. Boom! Oh, there we go. I kind of have to like let go right in time. So it's not like the most optimal setup. We're very much bowling. I need to see it launch higher. I think I need to set a setting different. What? You can change something in your game too. If you made it in Dreams, share it with me at Lyzurly, Lyzurly. If you made it outside of Dreams, use the itch.io link in the description. If you made it somewhere else that you can't put on Itch or Dreams, you can put it up on the Discord. The link is also in the description. Okay, so I'm gonna say, let me just do this one thing. Let me just say the direction Y. Let's just make it higher. So that way it launches a little higher when we do launch. Okay, that's a lot higher. That's a lot higher. Let's try a little boop. It's tricky. Oh, and then we can keep launching it after. See, it glitches. I think it's registering every touch that I do. So it's like I just have to be very careful. I just want to get more than 1 point at a time. That's what I want. Like, thank you, Danny. Why does it go backwards? I actually like don't understand what its problem is. Like the force, it shouldn't go in a different direction, right? That just doesn't. Yeah, local force. I don't know. Does that fix it? Oh, that might have fixed it. So it might have been doing like global force, which I don't really understand. Oh, there we go. Okay, that fixed it. It just had to press a switch. Just had to press a switch, guys. I would like the direction to be lower then. Okay, because I want you guys to try this game. I can give you a link to this game and you can play it. But if it's not like tryable, that's no fun. Okay, let's get a far one. Come on, we want to go far. You can do it. Ah. Okay, I don't know that we did fix it. Why? Why does it go any direction? I don't understand that. I genuinely don't understand that. Okay, reset. Oh gosh. It has some problems. Maybe the first one is always good. Oh, I see what's happening, guys. Oh, I know what's happening. I see what the problem is. We're not resetting the rotation. We're not resetting the rotation. So when it moves it back to this position, it's facing the direction that it was after it landed. That's why it's not going straight every time. So the only way to get it to go straight every time is you have to actually start the game over. And so then we can get a good shot, although it's still not very powerful. So we have to actually restart the game. Then we can go for it. I guess the collision trigger is actually looking for it to hit the ring itself, not within the ring. So if I were to do something different, yeah, it makes sense. If I were to do something different next time, I would make sure that the collision trigger is actually inside of those circles, because right now it's hitting the rim of the circle, and that's what it's detecting as a hit. So we need to actually put something invisible inside of the circle if we want it to detect it. So that's just the way that is. Yes, delete the ball. Yes, and that is, you can do that. There is a way to do that. There's destroyers, there's spawners. Yep. You got it. You get it. So yeah, that's definitely a big problem. Let's see. I just want to get a 3. Oh God. I don't even know. Did we even... Oh, we got 3! Yes! We got the furthest one. So it works in some senses. In some ways. We can get the power up. We can send it. There, we got 2. Nice. Let's see if I can get 3 on purpose. Boop. Okay, we got 2. That's all right. Yeah, right? Thank you. Yeah. This is a app, actually. I'm actually not using PC. I'm using my phone right now. Whip, boop, 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 boop. But yeah, thank you. It is, and you know, it leaves something to be desired, but yeah, this is a game jam about trying your best, and like, this is not bad. But actually, Rogi, I did this on my phone this entire time, which is amazing. And I think it speaks to the power of HypeHype. Like, HypeHype is a very legitimate programming engine. You know, does it work offline? It does not. But, you know, I use it online. I'm usually online. I'm not usually offline. I did want to take it with me in the car the other day, and I couldn't. So that was a little disappointing. But give me that 3. Man, we're right in the circle. I guess we should have made them like targets or something. Anyway. Whoop. We keep bouncing. We keep bouncing. But you know, I'm usually online, and some cool features it has is you can actually spectate other people working. So actually, you might have noticed Dirty Heralds came on. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if Dirty Heralds is still broadcasting. But we can go live on this platform. So I could set this up right now. So the online features are robust, and I recommend them. So right now, I'm live, and that means someone could join in and watch me working right now, which is kind of cool. But you can see right now, look, this is someone playing multiplayer right now. There's like other people playing this game. I'm doing a bad job. So that's just that's just the way that is. Let's see if we can find. We're spectating. 2 people are playing this one. So many games. Give me a good multiplayer one. Waiting for players. Spectating. There's somebody. They have a name right there. If I press the play button, we'll see them. Look at this. They're like fighting. You can hardly tell because it's behind the play button right now. There's a bunch of players in theory, but they're not actually there. You get the idea. Your friend played this hype. Nice. So it's a very good social tool in a way. Because you can hang out with people in games. You can chat with them easily, make friends, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so let me save this so you guys can actually play it. So I think we're good. I think we got it posted. Congrats! It was posted. So now I can share it, and I'll have a URL, which means I could pull up our live stream right now. Right now, I could pull up our live stream. And I can drop this in the chat, and you can play it. Bam! Link is in the chat. You can play this game right now. Right now, you can play this game. All right, let's check out what you guys made from Danny Kaka. Awesome. All right, I love it. We got a game from Danny Kaka on Itch, and then on Dreams, we have a thing. We have a thing from Rogi. Rogi wouldn't call it a game. It's a thing. Fair enough. Things are great. I love things. I'm a big thing fan. Let's see Rogi's thing. Let's check out Rogi's thing first. This looks nice. Looks like some like dandelion, you know, after they like shed their petals. I guess it's like more like fireworks. I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see what we got here. This is by Pierogigon, PowerPoint. There's sound. Okay. Wow. Wow. This is beautiful. Wow. And it contributes to the one at the top. Oh, and there's new music. Ah. PowerPoint. Because it's a point. Right? The like firework is a point, and it's powerful, and you pick up other points to make one big PowerPoint. Brilliant. This is gorgeous. It's very cool and gorgeous. Also cool. I love it. I love just like it's art. To me, this is art. And I feel like being critical of it as art. Like we're in a void. We're in a void. And we're lost. We don't know what we're doing here. Why are we here? But there's a point of light. And oh, suddenly I have purpose. I am color. I am become meaning. It's an experience. Yes. Something above me is affirming the purpose of my experience. It might mean something, I don't know. Orange. My experience is redder and oranger. And I feel a certain musical emotion. I can't explain it. Yellow. Oh, now I feel a little extra piano happening. And green? The color. It's a little different. It's pretty similar. But I hear some more piano. Some blue. Oh. Is that a harp? Am I become a blue harp? The sun has gotten brighter. My void is awakening. No longer am I confused. I know now my purpose. It is to collect the points, to have the power of points. Power point. And then look, we're like changing colors. See, this is cool because no, it's first of all, this is totally a game, all right? Total trophy. But you like put like a full thought into it, right? Because look, now we're multicolored. Before, we were just one color. We were the last color we collected. And then at the end, it's like, it has this idea of like a reward at the end. You do these things, you follow these steps to achieve a certain finality by the end. And it's such a emotional experience as well. This has a great arc. It has a great arc. Well done. So cool. I love it. Excellent work. Dang. I just like this music. I'm gonna keep this music up for a little while. Point and shoot prototype. Press space to shoot. So Danny said, not finished, but learned something. That's the most important thing, is learning something. So we're gonna download it. You can pull this up right now on itch.io. The link is in the description. Click on that. You can download this game for yourself. Check it out. We're gonna extract it. It's WinRAR. That beautiful music. Oh, I feel like I earned it. Like I won that music. That music was my reward. And that's legit. That's as legit as it gets. You can play this in Dreams, maybe. Probably. If you go look up Pierogigon, you might be able to find it. All right, so here's Danny's game. We got a little, oh, so it's like a, and then I probably have to click it at the right time. Spacebar. Here we go. Nice, nice. Yo, this is legit. Oh, it's hard. Okay. Okay, wait, it's hard. Boop, 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 boop. Oh man. Okay. All right. Empty space and organization. You love it. Well, this game has a lot of empty space, and I think that's a good thing. That sounded like shade, but I didn't mean it as shade. It's minimal. This is very minimal. Okay, I'm gonna hit the square. Nothing happens when you hit it. Okay, well, I wouldn't even know, because I haven't hit it. Wait! Ah! Pachow! Yes! Something happens because I said something happens. I felt that something happens. Empty space is great because it is not confusing. Yeah, it's like a legitimate design principle to have empty space. Pachoo! Nice! Because it's got like a little curve to it, right? So if I like spam the space bar, you can see it's like shooting them like in like a curve. Yes! Very satisfying. So Danny learned a lot, right? I mean, that's what Danny said, so I assume that much. The rotating and firing ball took the whole hour. Wow. But that's, I mean, I mean, what did you make for the last one? So this is the one that Danny submitted a couple weeks ago. And it was you press up or down to determine if it is a higher or lower number. So this one is 78, the last one was 41, so that's lower, right? This one's lower, that one's higher. So this was the game that Danny made before. Very like, you know, I love it because the mechanics are all there, right? Guessing a number up or down. But there's not like physics, there's not like a interactive scene. And before that, I think Danny had set up one that had like, it was kit bashed, right? And it was using assets from the Unity store, which is an awesome way to make games, hella legitimate. But you can see that learning gap, right? Like you're pasting things in. We have me, it's got me shooting bullets. And you know, so this is like a template that somebody made, which is great. That's still a wonderful thing to do. Super important. Nothing wrong with that. Total utter game. And so that shows, though, right, that Danny knows the program. Danny knows how to operate in the program, knows how to find stuff, put things together, but not necessarily generate it from the ground up. And with the up or down game, we can see that the mechanics, Danny knows how to use mechanics, how to make things happen in an hour, of course, in an hour. But this newest one is, to me, I see a very clear, like, escalation in your skill, because now you're sort of experimenting more with physics. Rogi affirms that that's tough. We can now have this rotating thing and shoot from it. I'm in control to some extent. The up or down had the, you could go up or down or reset it, but this is a little bit more dynamic. And I think that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Like, I know that could be presumptuous to say, but it's so cool that to see. Is it presumptuous? I mean, look, we see from your other jams, this is like a higher complexity that you achieved within an hour using Unity. So, snaps, claps, hats off, and all that good stuff. Super impressive. And I'm so glad that you submitted it. You learned about rotation and pivots and adding a force to an object. You think it's the first time. You do. You think it's the first time you've tried to do something with physics. That's awesome. That's awesome. Rogi is thinking about giving physics a go one of these times. Nice. Well, I mean, Danny has certainly proven the possibility is there. So thank you all so much for participating, submitting your awesome games. You both did great. And I did my best. I did my best. You can actually, again, check out my game. The link is in the chat. Scroll up a little bit. It's I feel like I learned a lot, like, doing HiPipe. Like, I think I'm better at HiPipe. And I think I'll do it next week. I think I'm going to keep using HiPipe because I really like it, and I think it's interesting to try something different. Much appreciation to everybody who came through, who participated, and of course those who support this stream. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. I know it's been, I've had a bumpy couple weeks, but I'm here for the long haul, so I'll work it out. If you enjoyed watching this, I hope you'll consider Super Smash Brothering that like button. It helps a lot. And thank you so much once again for watching. All right. Goodbye for now, y'all. Goodbye. I did my best. I think the game turned out all right. It wasn't too bad. You all did great. Bye.